Hello, welcome back to Single Mom on a Farm. I'm so glad you're here. Today's video will be a follow-up from yesterday's video where I talked about how I balance farm chores and homeschooling and childcare and things like that. I mentioned in that video that I would do a short little video about 2 homeschooling questions that are my favorite. I didn't make these up or come up with them. I don't know if I altered them at all, but I'll just give you my perspective on them and how they've really helped me. And hopefully they'll help you also as you homeschool. One is that your children can learn everything they need to for college in 2 or 3 years. And the other one is children will learn all that they need to for their career and become who they're meant to be for their career or their mission or their potential in life. So about the first one, I like this one because, so again, it's children can learn everything they need to in 2 or 3 years. And I like this one because if you do have a baby being born or a grandparent that needs a lot of help living with you, or you're building a house or moving 3 times in 1 year or something like that, that you don't feel like you've done enough homeschooling that year and you feel like it's a total waste. You don't have to keep your kid back or anything. And I promise you that they learned a whole bunch that year and probably better skills than they would have learned if they were just doing math worksheets or whatnot. I like that one so that if you do get behind or something, that it's okay, that they will be able to learn what they need to, especially like the last few years, like 14 to 17, if they're really motivated to go to college, but they were a late reader and late bloomer for other school subjects, they will be able to learn everything. It's not that they missed out or anything. They've been learning all the time. I listened to a homeschool podcast where there was an unschooler on it, and she really did not do any form of schooling her whole life. And then I think she was about a junior and she really wanted to go to college, and she realized she hadn't ever really even learned math or anything. Of course, she probably knew how to tell time and count money and do some fractions and things like that you just use in regular life. I think her parents were educated and she was, grew up in a really great, loving, nurturing environment. So she was very bright. But she decided she did want to go to college and she did want to do like statistics or something hard in college. And so she hired a math tutor and she was able to learn everything in 1 year. Just to start with the basics and just kept going and going. And she said it's actually really fun to learn that fast and just to be able to breeze through it, all the easy stuff, just to make sure she knew it, and then get to the trigonometry and calculus. And she did great. Same with, I think she wanted to make sure she was all good with history, and you can do that. You can just do like one big history textbook for US history and one for world history and be able to learn pretty much everything, because it's repeated so many times throughout elementary school over and over again, and really very little sticks with us. It's kind of almost more fun to learn it as a high schooler or an adult. You can decide those things, but anyway, I liked that quote for those reasons. And then I also like the story of Michael Orr, where he hardly ever went to school or was in like foster care and went to different schools, and teachers just pushed him along. And when he got to high school, he couldn't hardly read. He didn't know what homework was. He didn't know how to learn or anything. And he was able to just get a tutor and still go to college. So it's definitely possible, and it's definitely not as hard as you think, that you have to homeschool every single grade and make sure they're learning every single grade before they move up or anything. It's just all knowledge, and they're gonna learn it sometime. The second one is your children will learn all that they need to fulfill their potential and their mission in life. I like this one because I sometimes really feel like I'm gonna be failing my children because like we haven't been able to provide music lessons, or maybe I haven't been good at chemistry or taught them chemistry, which I haven't taught them chemistry. And I have a daughter who wants to be a nurse, Alexis, and when she got to college, she just started taking chemistry classes, and she's doing great in them, like multiple classes. And it was okay that she didn't even take it in high school. She knows how to learn. She was excited to learn. Her brain was ready to learn it. She was ready to grasp those concepts. So that kind of goes with both quotes, really, that she was able to learn it even if she didn't ever have it in her life. And she is going to be able to use it for her profession because her body really wants that. And she's very excited, hopefully, to become a nurse. What are some of my other thoughts about that? Oh, and so, like some of my children that are musical, I worry that I didn't get them started when they're 3 and 4. My oldest was so excited to play the harp when she was 3. She had a friend that played the harp. She was like a 14-year-old friend at our church. We went to her harp concerts in her house, and I was sad that we couldn't afford a harp or have space in a little 700 square foot house. And we've never been able to do harp lessons, but as soon as she got to college, she's able to do harp lessons, and she's great. She, has been whizzing through the books really, really fast because she's been waiting so long to do harp. And if she was supposed to become a harp teacher, it's not like all wasted it's not like she won't be able to because she didn't start when she was 3 or 4. She could still become a harp teacher, professor, expert, whatever she wants to be if she really wants to. It gives me a little bit of reassurance that I didn't keep her behind because I didn't start her that early. And that applies to most other things, a gymnastics coach, a math teacher. Even if you never taught your child math or weren't good at math and you don't think that they're going to get the math that they need to, then they will be able to. They can always hire a tutor if they really, really want to. They can always just do it in college and breeze through the classes really fast. They can go to the TA labs there and get the help they need. I don't know if there was anything else I was going to say about the subject, but I did write a post, so maybe I wrote a little bit more things there. But you're doing a great job if you're homeschooling. Don't fret so much. Your kids are going to be awesome. I think just having a learning environment where you're learning all the time, you're encouraging them to learn, to try new things, to admit that you don't know things, but that you're excited that they're wanting to know the answers to things, encouraging their trying things out. I had a son who always wanted to be a meteorologist, and so I wrote him a weather curriculum. I do have that for sale on my blog too. I wrote it out, and I encouraged him to do it, and I just got a book at the library and wrote my own curriculum for it so that it was completely free, and we learned so much weather stuff together, and it was really, really fun. And then he kind of got off that. I went on something else, and so it's not like, oh, now he's not gonna be a meteorologist. Maybe I should have put him in more meteorology classes or something like that. Like, he tried it. He might still become a meteorologist, but he moved on to other subjects, which is great. So let him try as many things as they can. So many different classes and subjects that you're able to provide them just through library books or hands-on activities or YouTube videos or whatever works for your family. Keep up the great work. I'm really proud of you and excited. I love to hear your stories of your children and of homeschooling. If you have any questions, please email me, marcy@singlemomonafarm.com. I also offer homeschool coaching. Just love to listen to any problems you have with it, or any questions or advice that you want, then shoot me an email for that too. And thanks so much. Bye-bye.